Hello, Aries. How are my beautiful Aries? How have you gotten through November and through Scorpio season? I am actually recording this on November the 26th, and we are one day before the full moon in Gemini. So I'll be talking about that in just a second. This message is for my sun, moon, and rising signs in the sign of Aries. So if you have those placements, this message may be for you. Thank you so much for finding your way to my channel. I hope that you will decide to add your energy by subscribing to my channel for these messages and join my spiritual community. I would love to have you join. For those of you who are returning, you guys rock. I love you all so very much. Thank you so much for blessing me with your energy here and by watching these videos. It's really helping me grow, and I'm hoping that it helps you in some way as well. So as I was saying, the full moon is tomorrow, Monday, the 27th. It is in Gemini. It is the way that the moon is placed in the horoscope map. I don't even know what you call the thing. There is some adverse aspects to this full moon, and but not for all signs. And I don't understand astrology enough to be able to say, oh, it's great for Aries and not so good for whomever. So I do know, though, that it does aspect our day-to-day activities, and as well as it does complicate communication. It feels to me, because we've been working up to this energy now, right? Because this is the day before the new moon, the full moon, the day before the full moon. Sorry, not the new moon. Retract. It feels like, to me, it feels like a Mercury retrograde. If you know anything about the Mercury retrogrades, that's when communication and, airline, it affects like communications of all kind. And I feel like this is very much the same thing. So what Spirit said to me as part of my download for these messages was that if you have something important that you need to say to someone, make sure that you slow them down. Make sure that you have eye contact. Make sure that when you have this discussion, whatever it may be for you, that the person can hear you, because this is not only affecting you and your energy, it's affecting everyone's on the planet's energy. So if you really want to have clear communication, the thing you might want to do is look into their eyes and make sure that they are recognizing where you're coming from. So there is no miscommunication, right? Some of the other things that this new moon is bringing, this full moon is bringing in for us, is cleansing, releasing, and illumination. Now, we've been going through this illumination process for a couple of years, especially if you are, somebody that likes to do deep dives, and follow the white rabbit down all the holes about all the different things that have been happening on the planet since the beginning and all of that, right? So part of what that means, though, on a soul level, and what Spirit has been showing me is that all of that dark stuff that's coming up, like all of the human trafficking, all of that is worldwide. It's a huge, huge multi-gazillion dollar industry, is the human trade, right? And they're starting to find, if you've been paying attention, they're starting to find big organizations that they're starting to bring down, that are starting to get arrested, that are starting to be found. There's a lot more light coming in on that subject. If you saw the movie that Jim Caviezel had recently released, it was about this very same thing, right? Of the story of the guy that was in the CIA, Tim Ballard, can't remember his name. but it's stuff along those lines. So that's part of the illumination process. The other is all of the dark stuff that's coming up about all the various governments around the country, all over the world, I should say, all of the corruption, lots and lots and lots of corruption. And we've been living in this mire of darkness, not even really realizing how low vibratory that has been for us. I really feel that the more that they bring it up, even though it's horrific to acknowledge and it's horrific to realize how vast this is. It's bigger than the drug trade. It's bigger than the sex trade. I mean, this human trafficking thing is just horrific. So it's all that kind of stuff, all that type of stuff that's going to come up for illumination. We, as the spiritual community, are the ones that are here to help heal those energies. And it isn't that we have to go down into the depths in order to be able to heal that, right? We go up into our highest vibrations in order to be able to look at that, recognize it, and then start doing our healing work from that perspective. So there's quite a few global meditations that go around. There is a group that meets every Sunday, doesn't matter where you are on the planet, 7 p.m. your time is when you do your meditation for the collective, and you do that for peace and healing, right? So every Sunday evening, wherever you are, everybody joins up, and it's all on this higher level vibratory thing. Okay, so sorry, I went on a tangent there. Okay, so the next thing is we're moving into December. We're moving out of that Scorpio energy and we're moving into the Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is a fire, which is what you are, a fire sign. So it's going to feel more comfortable for you. It is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the biggest planet, and it's very comfortable to the humanity to have Jupiter be a predominant planet for us. Whereas some of the other, like if you look at Mars, I think Mars is the warring planet. So that brings up a lot of strife and a lot of anxiety and fighting and all kinds of stuff. So this is going to be, it's going to feel a little lighter as we move into December. The highlights of the energies that are being worked through, which may touch you, may not touch you, but just I'm going to share it anyway for awareness, and because I was guided to do that, is about higher learning, teaching, guiding, luck. So that could be good luck and bad luck. So which side is going to affect you? I don't know until we get through December, right? Opportunities, expansion, travel, our belief systems, our expanded awareness, philosophy, spirituality concepts, and spiritual laws, higher consciousness. So there's a lot of stuff that happens in December that is very much all about your spiritual walk. And one of the things that Spirit shared with me was that if you find that you're getting out of balance because you're trying to do so much, right? Because December, let's face it, is such a busy month. We're getting ready for the holidays, and we're going to people's homes and we're having celebrations and we're doing all of this stuff, right? And then if you have children, they get all wound up because they get so excited because of the holidays as well. So it's a lot to manage. Spirit says if you feel like you get out of alignment, one of the good things that will help you heal and help you bring you back in to your physical body so you're nice and grounded and everything is music. But it isn't the traditional top 40 or heavy metal or rock and roll music. Spirit is talking more about music that soothes our soul. So chanting, toning, the bowls, like the singing bowls is another one, because those activate all of your chakras. Another one would be solfeggio frequencies. Some classical music. Mozart actually is a very good healing. It's very good for your brain. So whale and dolphin frequencies. So I know these energies may be outside, your playlist, but try it. See if it helps you. So those were the messages from Spirit. Now I am going to pull cards for you. I do have a new deck. It's not like a very high spiritual deck. It's more of a down to the earth, grounded kind of deck. And then I'm going to do a Celtic cross for you. And then at the end, I'm going to pull some cards from the Archangel Power Tarot. That's a brand new deck to me as well. Beautiful messages. And I'm going to get started. Okay, as always, if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. I would really love to have you join my community. And if you are returning, like my video, because it really does help with the algorithms. Ooh, okay, here we go. This one has a swear word, and I don't want to say it, but it's S, lemonade. You do not owe anyone a glass half full. You do not need to smile through the pain or make your life more palatable to other people. When life pelts you in the face with a rock-hard lemon, you don't owe anybody a glass of lemonade. That's the card. And that's absolutely true, right? Like how often do we find ourselves in this people-pleasing energy, right? And especially during December, we always feel that pressure of having to do more, having to give more, having to have to, right? Expectations, there's a high level of expectation this month. Okay, so I have shuffled these cards a jillion times. I'm going to split the deck and I'm going to now read you the cards. So I'm going to put them all out, Aries. That is amazing. Okay, let's tell you what's going on here. This. Oh, let's see what is at the bottom of the deck. Up, bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. I'm going to take that card too, because that's an interesting card. The Hierophant card represents Taurus, which is my sign, but it's also a card of guidance. So I'll talk about that at the very end. So what is in the very center of your reading is the energies that are representing you right now at this time. However, it is going to cover the whole month of December, but it is starting as soon as you hear this reading, okay? And the other thing is this really is a timeless message. It doesn't really matter when you listen to it. There are energies here. Spirit works with me. I work with the archangels, and all of that energy is infused into these messages. The very center of your reading, and fire is wands. So the very center of your reading is very interesting because we've got you representing the King of Wands, and we have the King of Swords. So it's both of these energies. Now this can represent you. It can represent the way that you're thinking. It could represent people in your life that you're going to be working with, right? But the Swords energy is an individual. So this is the very center card. So this is representing your energy. And it very well could represent you. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be gender specific, but if you get a king, it's usually masculine energy. If you get a queen, it's feminine energy. And in this case, it's masculine energy. So if you're a female and you're listening to this, you could be embracing this because we all have feminine and masculine energies within us. And a lot of times, like for myself, I know what my quotants are. I know I'm 60% female and 40% male because of the way that I operate. But you have to know yourself really well to understand those levels for yourself. And it isn't like it's set in stone because we fluctuate a lot. Sometimes we're more masculine and sometimes we're more feminine. It just depends on the different aspects it's hitting us at this time. So this guy, this is a very analytical thinker. This is an individual that does take a lot of responsibility for those under him, meaning that since he is supposed to be a ruler, he takes it very seriously. He likes analytics. He likes to know the whys of life. He wants to know why you make this decision. He wants to understand the deeper, complex way that you think, right? He wants to understand who you are, what you are, how'd you get that way. He wants to know all the details. This is this guy. You may know someone like this that is very much this energy right here. Source energy is the air signs, which are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And this gentleman is very factual. He is very down to earth, but he's more intellectual than he is heart-based, right? So this guy comes from the mind, like he wants to understand the facts and figures. He very much could be somebody that is in banking or in taxes, or like just somebody that really needs an analytical mind, could be a scientist, like that type of energy. Do you know what I mean? So this is either representing someone that you will be working with on a project, or you're going to for consultation for something, or whatever it may be. But then we have the King of Wands energy, which does represent your fire. This energy is one that is also an entrepreneurial type of an energy. This person doesn't mind taking risks. This person really likes to be busy and active. This person is a type of an individual that they really know how to motivate people to get them off their butts and going, right? So if this is somebody that you work with, if this is your boss, this would be somebody that would like to keep things moving, right? They don't like downtime. They are the type of individual that they'll go to work and work a 10-hour day. They'll come home and then they'll start working on their own projects at home. They're very ambitious kind of individuals. So the King of Swords was in the very center. This is representing your energy. And then this is what's helping or hindering you. And as this is your energy, I would say this is giving you an additional boost, right? Because this is Aries energy, front and center. Now, the way that you're thinking for this month is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is energy of just getting things done. You are charging ahead. Whatever it is that your projects are, they're moving ahead, you're going ahead. And this has to do with taking action and not letting anything sit for very long. This is really charging forward. Now, the one thing about this card is sometimes this guy doesn't always think. He's just reacting. So it could be that some things are coming in and it's going to require you, since this is a sword, it's going to require you to look at things a little bit more deeply in order for you to be able to take this step forward. Okay, so just realize that this is fast moving energy. So that could very represent this month that's going to be very fast moving for you, because this is the way that your mind is working at this time. What is supporting you is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a completion card. So it could very well be that as we're winding down November, moving into December, that you're going to be completing some big projects. This could be related to a work project that you might have deadlines on. This could also be representative of projects that you even have in your own home. Maybe you're trying to get your home ready because you're going to be hosting the holidays, for your family. This card, if you look at this guy, this card is also, some people read this as carrying a heavy burden. And the thing about this card is, yes, you may be carrying a heavy burden, but it's coming to completion. And this guy went out and he planted all these wands. He had the seeds, he put them in the water, he watered those seeds, he watched them germinate, he watched them grow, and now he's bringing home his harvest, right? So if you look at the card, his house is right here. So he's very, very close of putting down this heavy load, and then he gets to enjoy his harvest. And then he gets to take his break. So I feel like this is kind of the energy that you're going to be working with, like you've completed something. Not only have you completed this project and you're able now to put down this heavy load, but then you're going to be able to take a breather and you're going to be able to move forward with new projects. Okay. So what is in your immediate past is the Star card. The Star card for me represents you walking your path, you walking your spiritual path, not just your day-to-day, but your spiritual walk. This card is a card of long-term goals, plans and goals. So this would be telling me that you've been thinking about some things that you would like to be creating or what you would like to be moving towards the end of the year, as well as moving into 2024. And what this is saying is that that spirit, the God of your heart, the spirit realm, is supporting those decisions, supporting you in your path forward. She's got 1 foot here in the water, which represents her subconscious, and 1 foot on land. And that's the one thing about the spiritual cards, right? Is that that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the spiritual realm as well as the physical realm, but we are spiritual beings. And so this energy is more in line with us as to what our true nature is, okay? So I see as though you're being blessed, right? That the things that you've been planning are progressing forward because this is now in your immediate past. But as it is also a major arcana card, it may very well be that things are lining up for you in order for you to be able to have a completion. But at the same time, it may take a little while in order for all of those pieces to come into like a piece of a puzzle, right? When you get that last piece and you put it in and you got that satisfaction that it's complete. What is in your immediate future is the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands is an apprentice. So you can look at it as a younger person, somebody that doesn't have as much life experience as you do. So it typically does represent someone younger. And this is a very fiery individual. This is someone with a lot of passion. This is a person that has, has a lot of magnetism, has a lot of inspiration and creativity, right? This person may be coming to you for advice because they see you as this King of Swords and this King of Wands. And so they think, oh, I found somebody that will help me, right, gain knowledge. And that's kind of what these two cards also represent, is knowledge and you sharing your knowledge with others. And as a spiritual being, we typically will and do that for others. We want to share the things that we've learned, the things that have gotten us through the dark nights of the soul or the harder times in our lives, so that other people don't have to follow in your footsteps, right? This is supposedly to help. Now, the other thing that this card does represent is a message. Pages in tarot represent messages or messengers, or maybe you're waiting for something to come in that is an opportunity that's going to just light you up, right? You might be working towards a new goal or something like that, and you're waiting for something to come in. It could be It could be anything really, but usually it's a message. It usually has to do with communication of some kind, very passionate energy, which does line right up with you, Aries, as a fire sign. Now, this next card has to do with your long-term energy. And I'm finding it really interesting that the card that pulled up is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of disappointment, and it's a card of, there's a level of sadness here because this guy always had this love of wine. He loved wine. But then he got to this point in his life where this wine no longer did it for him, right? And he's looking at these cups that he's, uh, he has empty, these cups are empty, and he's looking down and he has this sadness about him because he's thinking, gosh, the thing that I've loved more than anything, I don't really care for anymore. And it's kind of like that feeling of loss and that feeling of sadness, right? However, the thing about this card is Spirit has given him a gift of these two additional cups, although he's not aware of them because he has his back to the cups. So this card is a card of changing your perspective. Let's say you've got something going on that you feel disappointed about. Maybe somebody's disappointed you or somebody's let you down in some way. And this is saying, you know what? You really need to count your blessings because, if you're upright and you have good health and, you're in a decent place, those are the things that you really need to be grateful for. But what would happen if you change your perspective, and if this guy would just change his perspective, he would notice the two cups, he would notice this bridge that will take him over here to this castle, right? So not only could he get over the fact that he doesn't have these three cups anymore, he's got two others that are right here, so it's another gift from God, and he has a new home. So go find it, right? Anyway, that's the energy of that. How it will affect you will just depend on your circumstances. But basically what it's saying is if you find yourself this month in a place where you feel like you have a heavy heart, you are mourning or losing, that feeling, Spirit always says to change your perspective about it, change your way of thinking about things. And usually that will help change your frequency so that you're changing from a lower vibration of sadness into a higher vibration of appreciation and gratitude, right? Okay, your next card. Well, and what's interesting, okay, so we have this card here, but this card is your next card, and this card is about moving to safety. This is about all of the burdens that you had been carrying. You are now moving out of that time and into a place of safety and comfort, right? Now, the story behind this card, well, as you can see, there's gold up here. So that means that she's moving from a place of darkness into the place of light. She's going from a place where she hadn't felt safe to a place of safety. This card does show that she has a child next to her, and then this ferryman is taking her across. And so what this card does represent is it represents you moving into a better space, a better outlook, a better opportunity for you. It could represent travel, okay? It could represent travel. It could represent a move as well. So keep that in mind. The other thing that this represents too is this guy is here and he's helping this woman. So it's kind of like when you least expect it, somebody's going to come in and help you when you need it the most. That's kind of the energy that I read from this card for you. Your next card has to do with your future outlook, and there's going to be some things that are going to come in that are going to cause you sleepless nights, whatever that may be for you or why it would happen for you. But there's going to be some things that are going to come in, and you're going to find that you're so busy that you don't have the time to really think about, evaluate, equate really analyze whatever these situations may be. And what happens when we're really busy and we have these things that are floating around in our mind and we're not giving them the attention they need, they wait until we're ready to go to sleep. And then they decide that they want you to think about them, right? Well, that kind of blows because you need your sleep. You need to rest. You need to recuperate. You need your body to go into repair mode. So what spirit always says is you got to flip your thinking to a more positive thinking. These are usually the monkey brain, the thoughts that just keep going around and around and around and around in your head. They don't always have any type of real solution, but they're just things that are just thoughts that just keep keep you awake. So what spirit says is, and I've used this principle, I've done this many, many times in my life when I've struggled. So I've known about this for a long time, is right before you go to sleep, you take a pad of paper, write down these thoughts, whatever they are, whatever it is that is keeping you awake, write down the thoughts. And it's the action of writing the thoughts, right? It's one of those things. A lot of times you can think about things and you can manifest by thought, but it's when you're taking action and doing an action that actually helps solidify the energy. So what spirit says, write down whatever it is that you're thinking about that's keeping you awake at night. And once you've written those things down, tell yourself, even out loud, tell your significant other or whatever, I have these thoughts, they're not letting me sleep. I've written them down. I'll pick up my pad tomorrow so I can sleep tonight. And I'll tell you, it works. It does. It really works. It's worked for me every time I've tried it. So it's just the action of making myself get up out of bed, right? Getting myself out of bed, going to find a pad of paper and a pen, going through the exercise, writing it all down. But I find that if I don't actually do it, it takes me so much longer to go to sleep. So anyway, there is this. And then your final card, which is a beautiful card, is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of, like, if you look at her, she's quite opulent, right? She is very well settled in her life. She knows how to manifest. She knows how to create. She lives in a beautiful home, those types of things. She is generous with her money. She has a lot of different skill sets. And this card does represent like your, so not only does it represent your physical security, but it also represents your career, your job. And she's very good at what she does, right? So this does represent you. This does represent your energy. This is saying that you're very close to getting it all, getting that big 10 of Pentacles. And if you look at her, she's generous. She will give this energy of these 3 pentacles, but she will always keep these 6 pentacles aside for her. And why? Because she knows that these are going to continue to grow. These are going to continue to manifest more and more energy and abilities for her. She's willing to give these 3 away because she's generous, because she knows these are going to generate those 3 that are being given away, right? So it's kind of like that energy of give and take, but not completely depleting yourself. So for me, this card is a card of, at the end of this December, I feel as though you're going to be in a very good place, even financially, that you're going to find that you're not going to want to spend all your money on trying to buy gifts for people and trying to show them how much you love them by, showering them with all this stuff, right? So this is a really balanced individual. This is an individual that has a very unique skill set. And I feel like this does represent you and your abilities, your ability to manifest, your ability to create money, your ability to create financial security, all of those things. And then the very last card that I got from the bottom of the deck was this Hierophant card. And the reason why I decided to go ahead and take this Hierophant card is because this is a card of blessings. This can represent an individual, but this also represents an energy of someone that has one foot in the spirit world and one foot in the physical world, which is all of us. We're in the physical world. These are saying that abundant blessings are going to be coming upon you. And I feel like that this energy is coming from the God source. The God source is coming in, putting his hand on you and your family, and is going to bless you moving forward. So now what I'd like to do, it's a beautiful, beautiful reading, Aries. As you can see, this is my Archangel Power deck. It's big for my hands. It's difficult for me to shuffle all these cards because it's a big fat deck. So I have to split the deck, shuffle, mix them all together. So what I'm going to do, as I've already shuffled them a gazillion times before I started this reading, I'm just going to split the deck and I'm going to take the top and bottom card, okay? So here I am, splitting the deck. And now I'm going to take the top card. Oh, rainbow, beautiful. And then I'm going to take the bottom card. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one more time so I give you 4 messages from the angels, okay? So let's make sure it's all put together. We're going to split the deck again. Oh, okay. We're going to take the top card. Then we're going to take the bottom card. Okay, now let me read these messages to you. The first one is the 9 of Ariel, and it says, your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. I swear, I feel like this is this, right? Your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for beautiful things in life. And look how pretty she is. And we've got the rainbow. Your next card is the Sun card. Gosh, you've got a lot of major arcana. This is Archangel Uriel, and it says, life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking. And then it's also about an inspiring success. What a beautiful card. Okay, and then we have the King of Ariel. And this says, successful, stable, accomplished, and powerful. Your plans are working out very well. Professional financial success and using resources wisely. So you've got a lot of kings here. Look at all these kings. That's awesome. Okay, and your last card is the 10 of Raphael, and it says, love and blessings fill your life, harmonious relationships with family members, and happily ever after. This to me would be the 10 of Pentacles. It's definitely the energy of 10 of Pentacles. Okay, Aries, once again, like, subscribe. I hope you found something in this reading that is helpful to you. I think it's a beautiful reading. I don't see anything really big that is going to come in and is going to shake up your world. I see a lot of blessings coming in, actually, and recognition for your hard work to this point. I mean, I feel as though God's coming in and going to bless you additionally, and you're going to know it. You are going to know it. You're going to feel it. You're going to recognize and realize this. I hope you have an amazing, beautiful December. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for sharing your time with me, listening to me ramble on. And I hope you, I really do hope that God comes in and puts his hand on your heart and blesses you 10,000-fold. So until next time, take very good care of you. And I will be with you again shortly. So enjoy your month of December. Cheers.